National Weather Service in Raleigh. It's Nick Petro with your Monday morning weekly briefing on this Monday, May 27, 2024. This is Memorial Day, and typically we would postpone these weekly briefings to the following day after a holiday. But given the severe weather risk we're experiencing today, we thought we'd go ahead and do one. And of course, we'll do another briefing, the routine briefing. We'll go ahead and do one on Tuesday, tomorrow, the 28th. So I hope everybody had a great weekend, holiday weekend, and still enjoying that weekend if you have the opportunity to. All right, so covering today, the 27th through the 2nd, but we're going to focus a lot on today because that's really the day this week that we have the greatest risk for any type of hazardous weather. So just right off the bat, we've got a slight risk, which is a level 2 out of 5 on the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlook. And we're expecting several rounds of showers and thunderstorms basically anytime now through this evening. And damaging winds and large hail are the primary threat, but you can never rule out an isolated tornado. So slight risk means that scattered severe storms are possible, short-lived and or not widespread isolated intense storms possible. So let's switch screens a bit and show you live radar. This is real-time data, and you'll see we had one line of storms move through earlier, and this line right here that has kind of, I woke up to that this morning, moving through my area. But the other area we're watching is this this cluster of storms right here moving across the southern Piedmont of North Carolina. And we're going to be keeping an eye on trends with those storms. And some of the models show that cluster rather, extending both north and south and taking advantage of some warm air that's ahead of it. So what do I mean by that warm air? Let me switch screens here real quick. And here is, well, let me go to this slide here. So here you can see sort of a loop, if you will, of the storm moved through earlier and then the current ones. And you'll notice, and let me kind of highlight this, closer to the Virginia border, look how the temperatures are cooler. 69, 70 up near the Virginia border, over Raleigh, 79, close to 80. But if you get down to, Fayetteville, over toward towards just south of Sanford, there toward Troy, southeast of Troy, down toward Laurinburg, you can see in points south and east. Look at the temperatures in the low 80s. So this is an air mass that hasn't really been modified to that much degree. In other words, that is still sort of the primary air mass that would feed these storms to grow taller and stronger. And then what I'll point out is the wind direction. Look how the wind direction is basically from southwest to northeast and even north. So these wind barbs you see like here and here and here, that tells us, and even here, that tells us the wind is from the southwest, coming from the southwest and going to the northeast. And what that means is all this hot air down here is going to be transported northward. So while it may be cooler up in the northern reaches of central North Carolina, this warm air across the southern portion will get drawn northward, and so that will help perhaps destabilize pretty much much of central North Carolina and eastern North Carolina. We'll have to wait and see if that really how that all plays out. But the reason I'm showing you that is because I'm going to switch back to my briefing slides and show you how our model simulations are handling this. So notice how our models, our simulations are showing that by early afternoon, we're going to have a pretty decent line of storms basically extending right along the US 1 corridor, points west. Now, I suspect this might be slightly overdone. This might be too strong from the triangle northward because the warm air hasn't gotten there yet, right? But the bottom line is we should see additional storms break out and then gradually move to the east as the day progresses. Now, this may, in fact, if this does pan out, could be a situation where the line of storms that, going back to radar, The question is this area of storms going to expand and grow northward? That's what the models are suggesting. And particularly our thought is due to that warm air south and east of Raleigh, that's where we think the greatest threat for severe storms may in fact be as we head through the afternoon hours. So back to the simulations. But should that line sort of gel together and move east, then that line may be out of here by 5 p.m., by 6 p.m., particularly east of I-95. But look towards the evening hours, there's additional storms that may develop. So, and you might be asking, well, okay, we get one line through, why doesn't that just shut it off? Well, if this line should indeed develop, push east of I-95 by 5 o'clock, well, then there'll still be sufficient time for perhaps maybe reheating. And the cold front that's driving this whole weather pattern is still well to our west. So it's not like we're going to push a cold front through here and just shut it all down. So until that cold front moves through, and that won't happen until the morning hours tomorrow, we're going to remain in the warm sector, warm air mass. The only time it's cooled is by rain. So otherwise, it's generally a warm air mass. So the point is that we could see basically scattered showers and thunderstorms pretty much any time this afternoon, this evening. And while the coverage may not look that great on these simulation panels, I would definitely be ready if you have outdoor plans. Well, number one, make sure you have a way to stay informed, make sure you have a way to receive our warnings. But furthermore, even if you don't, say you don't have a radar app on your phone, if you see the sky getting dark and dangerous, just get inside and take shelter. Anytime you see lightning or hear thunder, you're basically in danger. Lightning can strike up to 15 miles away from a storm. So the bottom line is if you have outdoor plans this afternoon and this evening, have an alternate plan to go inside, or at least have a place to seek shelter. And remember, if there is no building nearby, your car offers good shelter from lightning. Okay, so anyway, bottom line, I know I said a lot here in the last 2-3 minutes, but scattered showers and thunderstorms will be possible pretty much anytime this afternoon through the evening hours. Okay, but the best chance in terms of intensity, we are thinking where it's warmer. And let me just put that up on the screen one more time real quick. Here's the air temperatures, and you can see the warmest area is down here south and east of Raleigh. That's where right now the locations that would have the best chance for these storms to grow to become severe. But I do expect areas from the triangle northward to warm up as the day progresses. So anyway, we do have pretty much a chance for severe storms pretty much anywhere across central and eastern North Carolina, the greatest risk being south and east of Raleigh. All right. So let's get back to the slides. And I do want to basically just real quickly, now that we've talked about today, want to particularly go through the rest of the week, because the good news, I actually do have good news to report. After we get through today's thunderstorms and this evening's thunderstorms, a cold front that's basically causing all this weather will exit our area by late morning tomorrow, with much drier and cooler weather expected behind it. In fact, high pressure will build over the area from the northwest, and that's going to give us really nice fair weather through the rest of the week, perhaps even in the next weekend, with rain chances less than 10% during this time. So, we're headed for a really nice stretch, and I know everybody's probably thinking, gosh, it's too bad this cold front couldn't have pushed through, on Saturday or maybe even Sunday to give us a nice rest of the holiday weekend. But unfortunately, that's just the way the weather played out. And but if you have an opportunity to take advantage of the nice weather for outdoors after today, so we're talking tomorrow through the rest of the week, it really is going to be some pleasant weather. All right. So anyway, today's the day that we have a risk for no thunderstorms expected the rest of the week. And how much rain are we going to get out of this? It's really going to be hit or miss. If you get underneath one of these heavy downpours, yeah, you could get a quick inch of rain. So it's really hard to pinpoint, how much rain any one spot's going to get. So, some places that get, repetitive or heavy downpours might see, 3/4 or an inch of rain. Others may only get, a passing shower, might get a 1/4 inch of rain. The bottom line is overall, we're talking anywhere from a 1/4 inch to upwards of an inch, inch and a half if you're under one of those heavier storms. But after today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, look at those days. They're all dry. So that's good news. And flash flood potential, we're not expecting it during the next 3 days, although, if you get under a repetitive downpour, you never can rule it out. All right, in terms of our graphical hazardous weather outlook, today really is the day with the hazards. You'll see a lightning block there for Tuesday, and that's basically because the storms may extend past midnight tonight. So this is mainly represents overnight tonight, okay? And then, there could be some storms coming back into the picture on Sunday, but until then, look at the really no weather hazards at all expected through the rest of the work week once we get past today. All right, so wrapping it up, scattered thunderstorms expected today ahead of a cold front. Some storms may be severe. The cold front legs our area by late morning tomorrow, Tuesday. Drier and cooler weather expected. Look at the panels for Thursday and Friday. Look at highs around 80. That's beautiful for late May. That's just absolutely going to be gorgeous weather. And then fair weather expected through the rest of this week, perhaps even in the next weekend. Rain chances less than 10%. Of course, days with hazard. 4 rounds of showers and thunderstorms expected today, some of which could be severe with damaging winds and large hail, the primary threats. We can never rule out an isolated tornado. These storms will be possible anytime today. Okay, so let me leave you just one last look at one again for those watching after the fact on YouTube. This is 11:43 a.m. So just to put a timestamp on this. And again, as I pointed out, we are watching the area of this cluster of storms moving through Moore County, southern Chatham, looking to see if it could take advantage of some of the warm and unstable air south and east of Raleigh. So anyway, we're going to be here at the National Weather Service all day, obviously 24/7, 365, monitoring this situation. Always make sure you have a way to receive warnings. And if anything major changes, we'll send you, for those on our partner email list, we'll send you email updates as the day progresses if the need arises. And those partner briefings for those who are not on our email list are featured on our website at weather.gov/Raleigh under the briefing tab. So with that, thank you so much for joining us on this Memorial Day, May 27, 2024.